Hello, this is Christian Tsai of Life's Work Acupuncture in Milpitas, California, and I'm giving a little video today to explain how acupuncture works and why it's good for you. This is for the curious who might be wondering how they can understand acupuncture in modern terms. So there are two different ways that acupuncture does its work. We have the distal versus local effect. The local effect being what the treatment does at the insertion site, and the distal effect being how the healing can be transmitted, so to speak, over to organs and tissues that are far away from the insertion site. So to understand how the local benefits come about, it helps to take a look at how the muscles and tissues of your body work on a normal basis. So what we see in this slide is how acetylcholine and calcium are two very important pieces of the puzzle. Acetylcholine gets released and triggers the contraction of the muscle, but it requires calcium to be passed across the cell membranes in order to get the muscle contraction. The muscle contraction, of course, is when your muscles get shorter to generate force. Imagine yourself lifting dumbbells, doing some curls. And the second part of the life cycle of that muscle tissue is acetylcholine esterase, ACHE for short. And again, you've got to successfully move calcium back into the right place. But using those two, you can then engage the relaxation effect. This is when the muscle fibers will slide and re-elongate, going back to a healthy, relaxed state. So the pain of a local problem is usually caused because your muscles have cramped up in a way that they're not releasing. So that means that acetylcholine esterase is not getting into the tissues. You might not have enough calcium in the tissues, maybe not enough oxygen, there's not the right mix of minerals. So what you're going to want to do is try to get the body back to its natural ability to heal. And it's a little tricky with a cramp, because a cramp is usually about a local deficiency. So we're going to want to fix that. So we will take advantage of the body's natural healing process. So you can imagine that when your body gets a cut or a scrape, you know that in 2 days, maybe 4 or 5 days, it'll all heal back together. No more bleeding, the cells will just regenerate and fuse back together. Well, this regeneration is possible because when the body detects an injury, detects some penetration, the body will trigger its blood vessels, its muscle tissue to become more permeable, which allows the red blood cells, white blood cells, the nutrients to pass freely, more freely between the blood vessels and the muscles. And with those blood cells in place, you can fight off any invading germs that came in with the wound. You can rebuild from fresh materials that are coming in from the rest of your body's circulation. And so acupuncture is taking part in this by kickstarting the process. It's sort of a minimal trigger that can trigger that 2 to 5 days of healing. And that's how you'll be able to get more of the acetylcholinesterase, oxygen, and minerals back to the tissues that need it. So to summarize, when you're looking at a muscle problem, a local problem, you're going to want to use acupuncture to reintroduce circulation of acetylcholinesterase. You're going to want to bring in the important minerals for muscle health: calcium, potassium, magnesium, of course oxygen. You're going to want to bring in protein to rebuild the muscle stronger for next time, ATP for more energy so that you can feel more energetic afterwards, and of course to clean out any germs that might be there, no waste metabolites like lactic acid. Acupuncture will allow the resumption of all these things to be regularly delivered to that muscle tissue again so that it can be healed. And as an acupuncturist, I'll be talking with you to make sure your digestion, your lifestyle, and your diet support that theory. Of course, I hope that you are not systemically low on minerals and proper protein. It may be an imbalance in your diet that causes those things to be lost too rapidly, or maybe you're working out too hard. But of course, acupuncture makes sure that whatever you're taking in terms of your supplements gets to the tissues correctly. So for distal acupuncture, we take advantage of a couple other effects that come with acupuncture's needles. That is that it triggers your body to release natural endo-opioids. So your body's always got these sort of ready to go, and your body can stop its own pain. It doesn't need externally supplied opioids. Acupuncture, as we talked about before, can reduce inflammation by eliminating toxins from your exercise and your workouts. It can improve circulation in the area, and that's always good for taking away bad things, bringing in back the good things. But acupuncture also helps trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest system. So where your body may have not been healing because of high levels of stress, acupuncture would let you get back into the parasympathetic mode and let your body digest its food and redistribute that, get your body healing again. In fact, only when the PNS is in effect can the body actually regenerate ACHE. So this is also systematically making sure that you have acetylcholine esterase there to release your muscle tissues. Of course, locally speaking, you may be working in a nerve cluster that is in charge of a string of muscle or for an organ. And you know, these cases, sometimes you may not even know that you have a problem there, but when your muscles are stiff, it will mess up your nerve cluster's thinking there. 75% of the nerves don't conduct pain, so you may be lucky, so to speak, to know that you have a back pain and that will be affecting certain of your organs. But sometimes just having that stiffness there itself is already interfering with your liver functions, kidney functions, digestion, your heart, whatever it might be. And by resetting that nerve cluster, by the same way we reset the muscle tissue, we can help those organs. We can help muscle tissue down the line from that nerve instead of just necessarily right at that nerve. This is a little bit of extra research here talking about how you can even just put 2 needles in the ear and trigger the PNS. And that triggers your brain to start over. Your vagus nerve gets stimulated, your brainwave frequencies change so that the parasympathetic nervous system can kick in for resting and digesting. Okay, if you have any other questions, you can always call or text my work number at 408-477-9889, or drop me an email at this address. Of course, you could leave comments here, and I'll see what I can do to help you. All right, have a great day, and hope to see that you are living a healthy life.